everybody. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about just being young and married. We have a few questions to ask each other. You start us off, buddy boy.
Start us off doing what?
Oh wow, that's hilarious. So I think we should talk about like how we first got together and how we doing. What is 7 months into marriage?
Terrible. We doing terrible. Help us. Help me.
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
I just want to test out the new microphone.
Because he gets on my nerves. Okay?
She gets on my nerves too. No, okay, yeah, we could definitely talk about how we got together, and we could talk about how we doing now. I think that's a great idea. So I guess starting it off with me, that is probably the best person to start off with because I started this whole thing off.
Lies.
I started this whole relationship off.
Oh my God. Okay. Go ahead and tell your side of the story before I get mine.
I got to be honest. I wasn't really looking for a relationship. Were you?
No.
Yeah, neither of us were really. When you young, you wild, you free. You think that
it was summertime.
It was summertime.
I was
exactly.
looking for a fun time, not a long time.
That's right. Yeah, you look for a little for just a little summer fling.
Yeah.
So then my friend actually said to me, he said some words that I still hold close to me this day. He said, "Don't give up on a wholesome girl." And well, actually, even let's back up before that. So the way we met was we met through church. I was managing this like choir kind of thing, right? And so our friend said, "Hey, can you call Tonnia and see if she wants to come on our tour with us?" Because they were going to go tour. I think that year was like Virginia. Like we were kind of staying a little bit local. And so I called her and I hit her with the phone voice,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who this girl was. I didn't know what she looked like. But what I did find out is that I actually met you before that. Do you remember that? Do you know that we met before? That we actually met?
When?
You see that? She didn't even know that. She didn't even know that.
Oh, when y'all came and sung at my church.
That's right.
And I didn't pay you no mind.
And I didn't pay you no never mind neither. I didn't pay you no never mind.
I realized you were cute.
What? Were cute?
Yeah. Now you look like an old man. But okay.
We talked on the phone and I told her, I was just like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Reggie. We're having a tour. I'd like you to come. Can you make it?" And so said like it was just like that, right?
Yeah.
so that was the first time we spoke. But the first time we actually saw, I actually remember this day vividly. So I do you remember what I had on?
No.
Awful. I actually have a picture. I'll probably add it right here. No. I had like a plaid shirt on. It was like plaid and red.
The plaid and red and it was blue, like a mixture of red and blue.
Oh yeah, a little red, little blue.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So then I walked into the church.
Shirt. I like that shirt. Where is it?
I see. Look at me. You think I still fit that shirt? No, I don't have that shirt anymore. That shirt is gone.
Oh wow.
I've gone through. Listen, we've been together almost 10 years, 8 years, 8 to 10 years.
Did we lose?
Icy can still wear all her clothes. I've gone through so many clothes. What I have on now is one of my 3 outfits that I wear all the time. But anyway, so I walked into church and I saw Tonnia. She saw me. I remember saying, "Oh yeah, I'm Reggie. I'm the one you remember that? I'm the one you talked to on the phone." And then
I said, "Oh, you're Reggie."
Yeah, and then from there we became fast friends. Friends first. You remember it like that?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Okay. So
we
he got it right.
That's right. I don't lie.
Because I thought he was gonna make up some foolery. So
definitely not.
Okay. So he's right on the money with that. And then we started talking on the phone a lot. Reggie was so funny on the phone. When he first called me about the tour, he said something that was so funny, and I cracked up. And I remember telling our mutual friend at the time, I was like, "Reggie sounds cute," and he was like. And then I stalked him a little bit. Like I went on Facebook and stalked him. We all have done that once in a lifetime. So I'm not the only one. I do that foolery. But I saw Reggie's picture. He had the sexiest picture of all time on his face. So I think he just got his lion tattoo. Reggie has a tattoo, y'all. Okay, on his arm, and he doesn't know this. I actually like that tattoo. I
I never knew that.
I think
Wow.
that tattoo is so
Things are being revealed today, everyone.
so sexy.
Aren't you lucky?
I love that tattoo. So
I didn't know you liked it.
I did.
That makes me happy.
So he has it on his arm, and he had a picture of him with it on his arm, and I said, "Oh, he looks cute."
That's right.
And so I pitched it to our mutual friend. I guess our mutual friend wanted to play matchmaker.
Yeah. We were driving back to our school because that's where we originally knew each other from. Me and my friend, that is, our mutual friend. And so he said to me, he was like, "Yeah, I think Tonnia likes you or whatever." Me being 19, young, wild, sexy, and free. I was like, I'm not really trying to get back or get into a relationship right now. I'm just kind of chilling. He said to me words that I think are the best words, and these are advice I'm giving to any young brothers watching here. Don't give up any wholesome girl. Don't give up a wholesome girl. Fellas, sometimes you be out there, you'll be looking at
Not right.
certain things. You'll be looking at certain assets, let's say, of a woman. You say, "Oh, I like that. That's nice." And it's okay to like that. But when it comes down to if a good girl, a really good girl likes you, don't give up on no wholesome girl. And when he told me those words, I said, you know what? That's true. That's true. I was 19 years old at the time. And again, that's young. We still young. But
young and free.
Had I gave up on a wholesome girl at the time, I could have been 28 because that's how quick this relationship has been. All these years could have flew by, and I could have been alone. I could have been sitting on this couch all by myself.
Not on this couch though.
That's true because this is this is what it is. That's true. Not this couch specifically, but I could have been sitting on a couch.
Yep.
So, from my perspective here, let me tell you guys how I sealed the deal. And that's been going back to the beginning when I said I was the one who's in control. So, as she said, she stopped me. She's crazy. I knew she would do that.
When I want something, I go for it.
But when I knew I was crazy is when I stalked her. So soon after that, exchange, and I found out, okay, she actually does really like me. I went on to her Facebook. It had to be Facebook, right? Definitely. Yeah, Facebook.
Because I was not into Instagram.
And I saw that because we were together by the time you started your Instagram. And so I looked at her Facebook and she had legit model photos. She legitimately did runway stuff. I think she had a picture of her or something singing. And I was like, yo, this girl is legit. And the one thing that is the most attractive thing to me is ambition. A woman who is ambitious, who's not only has goals, but actually goes and chases and fulfill their goals. So this girl was not just oh, I want to be a model. She was a model. Oh, I don't want to be a singer. She was a singer. She was all the things that were advertised. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was really, really attractive. So I guess it came up in conversation and she said, oh yeah, I actually have a pageant coming up soon.
Yeah.
And so I said to myself, I said, Reggie, this is your chance. This is your chance right here to set yourself apart from the rest of the pack. Because a girl like this, you're not the only one. See, I'm not naive. I think that's another reason why she likes me. Because I'm not silly. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb enough to think I was the only one courting this beautiful woman. So I said, you can set yourself from the pack right now. And I volunteered myself. I said, I want to go to your pageant. Would that be okay? And she was like, oh, my family will be there. And I said, you know what? That's not a problem. Then I said, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
I was ready to go there. And one thing about my wife that I didn't know then that I definitely know now is that anytime she has an event, you better believe that aunts, uncles,
20 people.
Cousins, everybody's coming.
Yeah.
Everybody is coming. Do you understand that?
Was so huge.
Exactly. So at the time, I took a big chance here. Going there, the whole family was there. But I went to that.
He did. Okay. So if you ever saw a romantic movie with someone is from across the room and they're standing there looking at you, that's how it felt. Because I won the pageant.
Yeah, she did.
And I saw Reggie and I was like, oh my God, he came. And it was a shock. And he was just so I don't know, Reggie was suave. Cool and a smooth criminal. So I was going to go out with my family, but I don't know how I ended up going out with Reggie and my brother.
Yeah, we all went out together.
I don't know how we ended up going there.
Yeah.
And long story short, he takes me. We go out to dinner. He takes me home.
Yeah.
This is the words that caught me that I knew like Reggie was my like okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm getting out the car, getting my stuff, and going into the house." He goes, "When can I see you again?" I've never heard that from a guy, and like never, because normally you're just like
Kobe.
guys are like, "Hey, you want to go out?"
Yeah.
Like they so forceful. My God.
Right.
But he was so like smooth, like.
And I got news for you, Izzy. You think I was just smooth like that? That's how I know we were meant to be. Like, because I never did that kind of stuff before.
Oh wow.
I got news for you. I never did that kind of stuff before. Like, I was doing stuff at that time that really was not even in my character in like a relationship
That's
type
crazy.
setting.
I didn't know
so
that.
Like, for example, going and meeting all your family, because I was in a relationship prior where meeting the family was actually kind of like a issue.
Mm-hmm.
So like meeting your whole family at an event, even just courting you in the way that I did, because like I said, we were like legitimately just friends first.
Yeah.
So at that time, for me and her to be mature enough, I guess, to really take our time and really get to know each other as much as we could 2 months into a friendship was strange for us and for me.
Yeah,
and so like literally at the time, I was doing stuff that surprised myself. I said, wow.
So he was really like really amazing. And I don't think maybe people like back in the day know it. Reggie had an earring. Reggie, like he said, he did stuff. Well, I thought he was that's just who he was. But Reggie did stuff that was like, oh, check marks. Like, okay. So he had an earring. And I mentioned the earring. I was like, oh, you have an earring. And I think I said something along the lines of, I don't like guys with earrings or something like that. I can't remember.
We're in the Baltimore Harbor.
But yeah, National Harbor. And not the National
Harbor.
I'm sorry, not the National
That's
Harbor.
That's DC.
Yeah, the Baltimore
Y'all
Harbor.
got that Baltimore Harbor. Y'all got that Baltimore Harbor, okay?
That's another story for another day. But but he, I think he dropped me off at my house. And I think, or I don't know how it happened, but he told me he threw his earring into the water. Mm-hmm. And I said, "What made you do that?" You were like, he said, "I feel like I don't need it anymore."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh," just from one mention of it. Like I was going to. That's something that wasn't going to bother me too much. Mm-hmm. I don't like guys with earrings in their ears. Sorry, whoever got earrings in their ears. But yeah. But the fact that he was like, nah.
One thing my grandfather taught me growing up was, or not, he didn't even like teach it to me like verbally, but showed me through his actions, is that if you truly love somebody, you sacrifice for them. Like you really truly sacrifice for them, even if it's small, minute things. I believe that there's nothing small enough that you can sacrifice for a person, mm-hmm. right? If you truly love them. Like my grandfather growing up, my mom would drop us off at him and my grandmother's house because she'd have to work really, really early. So my grandfather would get up out of the bed that he slept in with his wife and let me sleep in the bed with my grandmother. So and he would go in the living room and like sleep on the couch or like on the chair that we had, just because he knew how important it was for my grandmother to have me in the room with her. So for me throwing away my earring, I really loved her. Even at that time, we were a few months into our, actually not even, I think we were a few like weeks. Month or so into our relationship. And because I really wanted to make it work out, I wanted to establish, not that I was like a simp, but that I was willing to make small sacrifices to make this thing work. And if she didn't like guys with earrings, guess what? I'm not a guy with the earring anymore. You know what I mean? Year 4, Tonnia told me a year or so before that, like, hey, you need, I want to be respectful of how you asked, but it was to the degree of, I should be getting a proposal in the 4th year of our relationship. And that was something that was important to her. Like I was talking about with the sacrifices before. So I'm preparing myself to propose to her. And the proposal was not anything like I wanted it to be. I mean, it was still beautiful. It was a great moment. But I think from the time that I started telling people that I was going to propose to her, it all worked out once we were actually there. So, yeah.
I did give him an ultimatum, ladies. Mm-hmm. 4 years. I was not going to be given wifey privileges to a boyfriend and with no commitment. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But I've just always been that person. Like I said, when I see something I want it, and if I wanted something, but Reggie is the type of person who he likes a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But we both like challenges in the way because he has challenged me in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So many different ways. So fast forward to the proposal. It was easy to say yes. People were like, "Are you nervous? How'd you feel when you say yes?" I was like,
right.
No, this is cool. Like I want to say yes. I kind of knew Reggie was going to be my husband probably within, I would say, about a year. I'm gonna be a year when we got together.
Yeah.
Because the first year, like we always say, me and Reggie are very practical people. Like we're like, oh, okay, this is our puppy dog stage.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be lovey dovey. And then the second year we went up and down. I'm not going to be like him. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But the second year we went through the ups and downs of like a relationship. And the fact that show we had our cute little puppy dog stage that, okay, it was nice. And our second year was like, oh, all right. And I was like, that means we can get through. Right. We can get through this together because you're taking two different people with two different personalities, two different perspectives on life. I'm very like a worrywart. Like I'm like, we think futuristic. Reggie's very, well, let's focus on the right now. And, we had to find our balance with each other. Like I used to get so frustrated. Like, Reggie, why are you focused on the right now? We got to worry about the future. Da, 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 da. But he is like that type of person that I can't really worry about it until it actually happens. Mm-hmm. And I had to, and he taught me, what I gathered from him was a live in the moment type person. Like take what life has given you and you either make it the best part of make it the best thing that's ever happened to your life, or whatever bad thing happens, you ride the wave and you get through it. So that's what he taught me. So when we got engaged, it was like easy.
Yeah.
And fast forward, we got 2 years in. We had a 3-year engagement because of COVID. But 2 years. And when we first got engaged, we made it our mission to have 2 years of being engaged. Mm-hmm. We like our stages in our relationship. We enjoy being boyfriend and girlfriend. We really wanted to be, just enjoy being fiancés. I hope that's the right word. Fiancés, plural.
Fiancés?
Or fiancé.
Fiancé. We enjoyed getting ready to get married together.
So we had that, and it was cool. Like it was cool. People were looking at us like, why y'all waiting 2 years? But
yeah, they did say
the funny thing about being Reggie is we're the type of people, nobody else is in this relationship but me and him.
Yeah. And can I be honest with y'all? Like, and just to back up, sorry, I know you said we're moving forward, but I don't want to make it seem like I only proposed because she gave me the ultimatum to propose. She was touching on it. Like by that 4th year, we had already really experienced a lot of things that made that decision not so much an ultimatum, but I was like, yeah, like this needs to happen now, because it was the next evolution in our relationship for the things that we had been through at that time. So like, yeah, like Icy was saying, ladies, please. I'm a firm believer that ladies should have high maintenance and they should have standards and expectations. I'm talking ladies going into a relationship, and fellas, we should have those expectations as well. But we should also meet those expectations for our women. But if you know, you know. And at the time that we were getting engaged, like we were having incredible life events. Mm-hmm. We had traumatic life events. And she had shown me, and I'm not trying to get too spiritual, but she had shown me that she has met me on all those levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually at that time. So to get engaged at that time was absolutely supposed to happen. And then now moving forward, we did wait 2 years, and that was an idea, because just like we started off as friends, we waited 2 full months to get married. Then we waited 4 full years to get engaged. We said we're going to wait until we're financially stable enough to get married. What every married adult told us in our life is that marriage, yes, it's about having a fun wedding, it's about having a good time, but once all of the things from the wedding is gone, it's just gonna be y'all two. It's gonna be y'all two, and y'all gonna be married. So it was so important for us and for guys and girls considering getting married to really take that time. You know, I know you're excited for the wedding. I know you want it to be fairy tale, and it will all be. But really take that time, make sure it's something that you guys want to do. In the way God showed us, even during that 2 years, that there were so many more things that we had to work on, so many more things that He revealed to us, and so many more things that we learned about each other, that if we would have gotten married that year, we wouldn't be here right now.
No, and he like
we wouldn't be here right
I
now.
could not. We thank COVID in advance because we had to wait an extra 1 year.
An extra year after that,
extra year. And then the funny thing is, I guess, I mean, hey, we stayed with my parents.
That's right.
And like legit, it was like we lived under one roof. Technically, like we lived in the basement, me and Reggie, in under one roof.
Now, before y'all start saying, "Oh, they were Harry Potter living under the steps," we had very nice accommodations. Okay, we had our own bathroom. Okay, we had a television. We kept our basement very clean.
Yes. So
like Prince did. We kept our basement clean.
My microphone is
on. That's my boy.
So we got to experience what it was like to live together.
That's true.
And it wasn't when we got our own place. It wasn't like and at that point we found out, we can't keep secrets from each other. Everything got to be out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, because typically when you get married, after it's like, I didn't know you had this. I didn't know you had that. I didn't know you had these issues. But by that time, we already knew a lot about each other. And like Reggie knows I'm a moody person. Like, woo.
I am too, though.
Yeah,
I am too.
We have our moments, but when we got our own place, it wasn't a state of shock.
Yeah.
And then when we got married, I'll never forget. People kept asking me at the wedding, "How are you feeling? Are you nervous?" I was like, "No, I'm ready to get this show on the road."
Right, right.
Again, we're like what? At the time, 8 years in
that we got married. Yeah, it was our 8th. We literally just celebrated our 8th year together.
8 years in, I was like, "No, I'm ready to get married." Like, come on. In.
Shout out to our parents, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to your parents. Like, if you told most adults, I think, or most people with children that the son-in-law, but not even the son-in-law yet,
just the boyfriend,
and the fiance and the daughter were living together, I think a lot of them would have an issue and look sideways. But there's a lot of trust and support that came from our parents. So like all of those things are small, like getting a table. Oh, what does that have to do with you guys getting married? These are all things that we got to learn while we were 3 years engaged and 1 year literally stuck, not even a year, but like one crazy 2020 where we were literally stuck together in a house. And those are important things to learn. Yeah, like you said, to each his own. Not everybody can live together. Not everybody's in a position where they can live together. Not everybody has the self-control, if that's important to you, to live together. But I do think you should maybe take a vacation together. Like, you should have those conversations like, hey, do you like cleaning up? Do you like cooking? Do you like gifts? The love language. I know that becomes a little cliche in this time because you hear it so much, but I think those are important elements to understand the love language. And if your love language, if you know your partner's love language, honesty, and I know again that's another cliche thing, but that's so important. Like, my wife loves gifts. My pockets in my current salary don't always, but it's important to understand like honesty and being open with your partner.
Reggie would do stuff downstairs in the basement. Like, we would talk and we would like really set up and have like conversations about finances. And sometimes with a young couple, that's a touch and go subject.
Yeah.
Because you're bringing, your personal finances into a marriage, and that's kind of a touchy subject. But still, it's like we need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, we gotta sit down and do this. We were mapping out plans. We were talking about businesses. It's just funny how the year went down. Some people were like, I need to get out of here. But I loved it. I loved being in quarantine. We had a lovely routine because we both worked from home.
Mm-hmm.
We got up, worked out, did devotions, and we went to work. And then then at 12 o'clock we had lunch and we took a little nap because
That's right.
it was
Got a little sleep.
Got a little sleep. That was important.
It's important.
And then we just had a great. I honestly would not take that third year back. If you need, this is what I will say. At the end of the day, nobody's in your marriage but you and your significant
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to take another year, take it. And I think you just need to take it. You just, if you feel in your heart of hearts, we need to push. Listen, a wedding's nice. You have nothing to prove to nobody.
Right.
You have really nothing to prove. If you want to hold it, me and Reggie felt like we didn't have anything to prove to anybody if we said 2 years. We got ignorant one time and we said, heck, if we waited 4 years,
whoever gonna be there, gonna be there.
Whoever gonna be there, because everybody was looking at us like we had two heads, upset. Like, whatever works for you, it works for you.
Were there any regrets for the wedding?
Any regrets for the wedding? I wanted a choreographed dance.
She did not get that.
I did not get that.
But that was my mistake. I joke about it, I laugh about it, but it's I should have gotten you what you asked for. But the wedding, yes, I see. Just said all the right things, every right thing. It's only about y'all two. That's the first thing I said during my vows. I said, man, I wondered how I was gonna feel, but really, at the end of the day, it was just me and her standing there. And the wedding was amazing. I loved my wedding. I did. I loved everybody there.
My dresses were
high. I wish I could say I loved the food, but I didn't get to eat anything.
Listen, we did not. They took our food. I was so sad.
Anybody getting married, that is my one.
Make sure you eat.
Suggestion. Eat. Okay.
Make sure you eat.
I don't care if you have to tell that limo or whatever you take to pull over at the chicken fillet and bring you out a number 2.
We could have gone to Chick-fil-A too. It was a Friday.
Eat something. It was late. I see by the time we got out of there, it was late. Eat something.
We could have went to a Denny's or something.
People are going to want to take photos with you. They're going to want to congratulate you. I want you guys to do what we did not do. Say, give me 15. Give me 15 minutes. Give me 15. Eat this thing. Eat your food that you paid for. So, anything else?
No, that's it.
Well, guys. Oh, you
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to do that whole thing again. Anything else?
Nope. That's about it.
Well, guys, we thank you guys so much for joining us for this little conversation about why we got married, a journey through our relationship, through our ups and our downs in marriage. You can continue on this journey with us on the Wake Up Winning YouTube channel. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to hit that notification bell. It should be right somewhere over here. Hit that notification bell and take the journey with us. We got vlogs, we got stuff like this, conversations like this, we got reactions, we got so many amazing things coming to you. So don't go nowhere. Don't you dare go anywhere, you understand me? Don't go nowhere. Stay right with us.
Okay.
Set it off. Set it off.
Reggie, if you don't get yourself...
Set it off. All right, guys.